Hi. You alright? Oh yeah. Right, here I am in Brightlingsea, and I'm just outside the yacht club, which is behind me here, and what they call the town hard, which is over there. So I've just launched from there. I'm parked there just in front of the yacht club. So I'm actually I normally launch from just round the corner, but I thought I'd launch from there today. And I'm out to, or hoping to, things can always go wrong, hoping to activate an island called, what's it called? Oh, Cindery Island, that's it. Which is a hop, a skip and a jump away from here, and it's sort of just slightly to my left in front of me. So I'm not paddling very far. I've never activated this island before, although I've paddled around it, had brakes on it, stopped for a breather on it more times than I care to remember. I kind of always considered it a little bit too, well, not easy, but because it's so close, I've never really got round to it. Because generally, I want to go for a paddle and do an activation, and this is about 5 minutes away. But anyway, I was kind of inspired to do it because it has been activated before in 1991 by members of my local club, Colchester Radio Amateurs, and actually there's a video of that activation on YouTube, and what I'll do is I'll put the link to that video in the description. So that was over 30 years ago. Whether it's been activated since then or not, I don't know, but I've never done it. But it's basically right in front of me. So I'm not paddling far today. Got about an hour before high tide at 3 o'clock. It's late September, 29th of September, and I just happen to have a day off work. Okay, so this is, I think this is where I'm going to do the activation from. The last time I was here, I sort of checked it out and I thought there was a little bit of a beachy area, but it's kind of all marsh. But anyway, I kind of recognise it, I think, from this post. It might have been further down, but anyway, I think I'll be alright here. So I'll haul the kayak up, and I'll operate from the salt marsh just up here. Okay, so I've kind of set up, and what I've done is I'm using the MFJ telescopic whip, and I've dug it into the earth here with a ground stake, like a what do you call it, like a fence post, a metal fence post. I'll show it to you later once I've dug it out. I've got three 16-foot or thereabouts counterpoise wires going out at roughly 120 degrees, and I've got the kayak here. Tide's still coming in. I've got about 45 minutes of the tide coming in, and over here I can see where recently the tide has been up. The tide is forecast to be lower than it was yesterday. I'm not quite sure how much longer it's going to keep coming in for. And it may well be that I end up sort of drawing the kayak up closer to the antenna, and I think this is going to be one of those activations where I'm sort of sloshing around in the water, as I have done previously. But I think this bit here will stay dry, famous last words. So I just need to telescope the whip out, and if I go all the way to the top and then I just come in a little bit, I've got the LDG Z100 ATU, which I'll show you in a minute, and that will just take any mismatch out, hopefully. If need be, I've got my little analyzer with me and I can plug that in and try and get it a bit closer, but I'm hoping that that should work. So just to show you the radio, to sort of save a little bit of time, and I knew it was going to be a little bit sploshy today, I've got the Yaesu FT857 already mounted onto this contraption here, which is basically, this is kind of board of 2 layers of Corex, which is corrugated plastic, which is the sort of thing that they use if ever you've seen like estate agent, real estate agent boards, kind of a stiff rigid plastic, and I've got 2 layers of it, and then it's sort of the radio's lashed down with Velcro, and then the ATU on top of it, so all of that is already sort of pre-wired. I put it in a dry bag, and but I don't connect the battery until I'm ready to go. And underneath there is a Zippy Flight Max 8.4 amp hour LifePo 4 battery. So anyway, I'll pull the whip up and see how I get on, and hopefully the tide won't come up too high.
2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Germany, Italy, Kilo 6 Toscana, should get us due to over.
Roger there, Salvi, thanks very much. Yeah, just running 50, 50 watts only.
Roger, congratulations Kevin. Very good copy, 5859 in, that's over, no problem. Thank you very much for coming back, 73, and great stay for you and the family. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, 73, bye-bye.
73, thank you. Cheers to Europe, Italy, Kilo 6
Well, that's the first one in the log, and as you know, I'm sitting here, I can feel the tide coming in, and I'm going to have to move up a little bit. Oh dear. I'm hoping it doesn't come too much further, but I may end up having to just squat on the end of the kayak here. But anyway, there's one contact in the log, and you can see the tide's coming in all around me, and hopefully it won't come up to the feed point here. If it does, then I'll probably have to pull it up, and then I'll just have to sit out and wait for the tide to drop again. Let me just check the time. High tide's at 3, and it's now 2:23. So I've got another 40 minutes or thereabouts. So, oh well. Let's see how we get on. The sooner I can get them in the log, then the sooner I can pack up. I have to make 4 contacts under my own self-imposed rules to make it an island activation. So, alright, let's crack on. Also 55, but please correct my call. 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable. 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable. Last letter Golf, Germany, Roger. Okay, 7-3. I need to keep an eye on the feed point here, because there's a danger of it going underwater. I might have to move. I can probably lift the spike up a bit. I think that'll be alright, I think. But so anyway, I've got 2 contacts in the log now. Just need to make the 2 more, and then I'll pack up. This is a bit ridiculous. The back end of the kayak's floating. My paddle is secured. I got the paddle at the end there, but it's I've got a paddle leash on it. So I just need 2 more contacts. Uh, 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable.
2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable. Nice to hear you. We report for your 59 plus. Back to you.
Thanks very much for the 59 plus. You're also 59 plus. My name is Kevin. Kilo Echo Victor Alpha November. Kevin is my name. 2 Echo Zero Washington, Mexico, Germany Portable. Roger. 7-3, thanks very much. Bye bye. Right, well there you go, there's the 4 contacts. So now I'm going to try and pack up. Well, almost completely surrounded by the salt water. And the first thing I'm going to do is just disconnect the radio from the coax, because that's a potential could yank that into the water. And then I'm going to slip that inside the dry bag, and get that put away. It doesn't matter so much if the aerial gets wet. So I'm just, the tide came up almost to where it did. It would have been in the early hours of the morning. So there's the vertical. You can see the feed point here. So this is where one of my radials is dug in. Somewhere under here is a tent peg, and then I've just got I've got a crimp ring connector on the end there. Now that's actually a hairband, just a yellow hairband. It's difficult to see where the crimp finishes and the hairband begins, but that's the gist, and then it's sort of dug in with a peg. But this is what the island looks like now, quite flooded. Okay, so I just need to pull this up now. I'll try and get the mud off of there, and I've just got the both the counterpoise wires that I just need to pull up, but I'll jump in the kayak for that. So I need to grab the counterpoise wires. Oh, there's one. Stirring the water up a bit. I've got to try and pull it up now without losing the peg. Oh! Luckily the peg landed on top of some weed. I'm just going to screw this up any old how. Throw it behind me. I'll go the other side now. See, this one's not as deep. I can actually reach down to that just about. Yep. That way I know I don't lose the peg. The peg. Oh.